how's it going, everybody? Maxwell McGee and Andy Bauman here at Gamescom 2013, where you're Andy.
Oh,
Andy,
hey, what's up?
Where we just got done checking out, and if I'm saying this correctly, Luftrausers. Now, Andy, we are both super excited about this game. We just saw they had a tiny little kiosk off in a sad little corner. We thought, why don't we try this game out?
Well, the guy was like, hey, do you want to play Luftrausers? I was like, yeah, well, yeah. And at first I thought you were controlling the boat. Because he was like, it's a 2D shooter and you go after the blimps.
Oh yeah, we should.
That was basically all he
yeah,
said.
The game, it's like a 2D airplane shooter, and you basically.
There's B-roll, they can see.
Okay, yeah, you can look at it. You fly around, you shoot, you move left to right, and you want to blow stuff up.
Yeah.
In fact, you want to blow all the stuff
And
up.
so what happens is you press up, and all of a sudden the ship just goes, and you're like, oh, I'm a ship.
I'm a tiny little airplane.
And then it's like this awesome game that you can just play over and over, and I haven't quite got the words to describe it.
It's hard to describe because it feels really good. When you're turning left to right, and you basically what happens a lot of the time is you take off flying, and a bunch of like planes and missiles and stuff are going to start chasing you. You fly it a little bit, and then you find that moment. You just know it. You spin around 180 degrees. You hit your boosters. You start firing your guns, and all the stuff that was chasing you flies into the crossfire and explodes all over the place, and it just feels awesome.
It's the turn and burn, but it's
the turn and burn.
But it feels so good, and you're just showing off to yourself basically, because like no one can really understand the visual language that's going on except for someone that's sitting there.
It just looks like a crazy mess of explosions.
In control, because when you're in control of the game, you're flipping your ship around, floating a little bit, and then cutting down, and then going next to the water's spewing up behind you, and then you pull up, and then turn around and shoot all your homing missiles down. Like, it's
so good.
It's so beautiful the way it moves, and we're taking a lot of time just saying words like it's so good. And
again, this is the hardest thing to describe is like how it feels.
It's so hard to describe.
It feels really great. And then after your plane has like exploded, you basically get one life. If you take too many hits, you will explode, but you do have a sort of regenerating health system. But you can also customize your plane, so you can pick out different bodies, different booster types, and different weapons. My favorite was the laser. You sort of start off with like a regular machine gun type weapon, but the laser, it's like some World of Worlds nonsense where you're just like, shoom, laser beam, everything explodes behind it.
Yeah, my favorite was the homing missiles. You can only have 4 out in the field at once, but you can just kind of just sit there and do some awesome like turn, just spew out 4 of them and watch them find their target while you just kind of do an awesome maneuver.
You basically just
a lot of this.
In.
It's a lot of this.
You deploy a bunch of homing missiles and you're like, later.
Wait, I got it.
You take off and the missiles just handle
It's
the
like
rest.
Conducting an orchestra of Lufthansa.
Lufthansa.
It's so good.
Not the airline Lufthansa.
It's the Gamescom undiscovered game, even though everybody already knows about it.
Totally awesome. I'm Max. This is
it.
Andy. Stay tuned to GameSpot.com for ongoing Gamescom coverage.